Good morning, friends. Welcome to Vinay Tech, and we're going to start a quick introduction and a demo part on Azure Data Factory. So now Azure Data Factory, we also know it as ADF. Okay, guys, ADF. So before we dig into the ADF, I have a quick question. What is Azure? Azure is a cloud environment. We should not say it's a platform or else a infrastructure. No, because we have a categorization. We should be very specific, especially in terms of the cloud. So simply, Azure is a cloud environment. Okay, what are all the Azure cloud providers available in the market? We have AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Azure from Microsoft, and Google Cloud Platform. This is from. Of course, we have so many cloud providers available in the market, but these three are the most frequently used cloud environments in the market. Most of the clients, most of the business users uses these three, and among these two, this is on top. Okay, this is on top, right? Now see, guys, how do we distinguish them? Right? Okay. Why Microsoft Azure is on top? Okay. Friends, basically, cloud environment has been divided into three parts. Here, out of three, that means infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. These two are the main things. Right. So now, Azure supports both platform as a service, we call it as a PaaS, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Right? Majorly, this is rich in the functionalities of PaaS, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. But ADF, like AWS, is predominantly designed for infrastructure, IaaS. Even this one also. Right? This is very rarely used component. You see a tough competition between Azure and AWS. This is third. That is at the third position. Guys, please go on mute. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. That is the difference. But I'm not going to dig into these areas, and because we will be having separate sessions for that. Since it is introduction session, since it is a demo, I'll walk through what is Azure, why we go for Azure, we have on-premise, right? What do you mean by data lake, and what do you mean by Azure Data Factory? I will be walking through all these concepts basically. Right, Amma. Right. So now I'm going to talk about Azure from Microsoft Corporation. That is our core area, and we're going to continue the same. Right? Next point. So what is ADF? Can someone answer it? What is ADF? What is ADF? Azure, please don't say Azure Data Factory. Right? ADF is nothing but a cloud, ETL on a cloud. Or simply we call it as a cloud ETL. That is our own definition. It's not defined from the Microsoft or any book. Right? ADF means Azure Data Factory is nothing but a cloud ETL. A cloud ETL. Now, what do you mean by ETL? What do you mean by ETL? If you consider an organization, friends, please pay your attention towards the session number, right? If you consider an organization where we maintain different departments, for example, if you consider Amazon or else Amazon.in, for example, now they maintain multiple applications, not only Amazon.in, they have their own multiple applications. Who is the final users of these applications? End users. business users, customers. For example, in Amazon.in, I purchased a product called, for example, AC. I purchased a product called AC. Now, where these details stores in, for example, my customer details, my product details which I have ordered, order date and ship details, and then invoice details. Where these details stores in, that is where exactly OLTP systems. OLTP full form is online transactional processing system. Okay. So here it maintains only very limited data. Okay. Let me go ahead with the paint. Okay. Because if we guys meet in a classroom, I would have used the blackboard. Now, since we are all connecting from different corners of India, now I'm going to I'm taking the help of this like a PowerPoint and paint. For example, friends, observe here. Department 1 is using OLTP1, just like this one, OLTP. Department 2 is having OLTP2, different OLTP systems. Different Department 3 is having, or else application 3 is connecting to OLTP3. Let me label that. So now, for example, Oracle. Oracle is a OLTP system, SQL Server, and DB2. DB2 is an old system, guys, designed by IBM. I have in my organization, we have 3 different OLTP systems. Why an organization maintains different like OLTP systems? Anyone want to answer that? Why an organization, an enterprise level application, or else enterprise maintains different types of OLTP systems? Right? Yes, Amma.
To store the data.
Okay. See, can't we store the data here? Yes. Can't we store the data here? Yes. Can't we store the data here? But why should I go ahead and invest a lot of money in configuring 3 different systems, Amma?
In an organization, they have separate departments. That's why they're maintaining a different data source.
Right. So now this is Oracle, SQL Server, and DB2, right? And then PostgreSQL, we have so many things. Emma? But why we maintain multiple data OLTP systems in our organization? Right? Why? Means number one, sir, we have 3 applications. For example, I'm a .NET developer. If I use .NET application, if I'm a developer of .NET, I could use SQL Server as a backend because you see a better communication between shake hand between .NET and a SQL Server because both are from same platform called Microsoft. Okay, now Satish or else Siva, we have a guy. We both are from Hyderabad, Amma. Now we both can you see a better communication between you and me. We have a person from Gujarat. We can't mingle with him. He's from different platform. So you can't see a better communication between a person who is from Hyderabad and Gujarat. So application consistency, application compatibility is also there. It should also be considered. So I have 3 different applications. Application 1 is pointing to Oracle. Application 2 is compatible with SQL Server. Application 3, mainframe application, for example. Mainframe application compatible with the DB2. .NET application can connect with anything. Oracle, SQL Server, NetApp, MySQL, DB2, any database. But we go for SQL Server. Right? Java is compatible with any database, but we go for Oracle. So different applications has its own compatibility with the different databases. Am I clear on the point? Should I repeat it once again? I'm happy to do that. Are you clear on the
Yeah,
point?
clear.
Okay, fine. That is the main point. And the next, so different applications can connect and maintain or commit or update the data into databases in different databases. Second one, capacity. If you maintain all transactions, all three applications data in one OLTP system, you will be having huge volume of the data, right? So now, if you have huge volume of the data, and if I go for a search criteria, it kills the performance of your search criteria. For example, my Amazon.in application is connecting to Oracle system. Now, I want to see my order details. I have given my order number. When I click search, it is taking half an hour. Hey, Balaji, wait for half an hour. I will pull out the data from the Oracle database. Can I wait for half an hour to just to see my details? No. So, less capacity. So, it degrades the performance. Less capacity and performance. Okay, guys. What do you mean by performance here? What is the maximum limitation limitation of OLTP systems? Up to 10 TB, up to 10 TB. And moreover, these Oracle and SQL Server, DB2, Postgres, the MySQL, these OLTP systems maintains only the latest transactions, yesterday's and the day before yesterday's transactions. Yes, guys, but I want to listen, Amma, please. I want to prepare a report. My report should contain how my home loans and insurance trend is varying starting from 2010 to till date. 2010 to till date means you need to generate a report by pulling 12 years data. Where is the 12 years data? Here, you have a capacity to store only 10 TB. That is just 1 week data. 1 week data. But where can I store old and current data, historical data, and current data, old and current data, expired and current data? That is where exactly data warehousing will come into the picture. What is the problem with the OLTP system, Amma? The problem with the OLTP system is less capacity, less storage. That is up to 10 TB. What is the solution? Solution is data warehousing system. Any questions on this, Amma? Any questions on this, guys? Any questions on this?
Yeah, no, be clear.
Okay, fine then. Yeah. So shall I consider the same response from others as well? Okay, fine then. This is the problem with OLTP, right? What is the solution then? What is the optimized solution? Data warehousing system. What do you mean by data warehousing? That is also a database. That is also a OLTP system. That is also RDBMS. And that is also a OLTP system. But what kind of OLTP systems we have? What are the best data warehousing systems? Teradata, NetEdge, Vatica, and we have so many things. These are all the best fit for data warehousing systems, where we maintain, where we capture current and previous data. Okay. I have been maintaining ICICI account for the past 18 years. That is my first salary account. I took it on July 6th, 2004. That was my first day of IT. Right. So now I have been maintaining this ICICI bank for the past 18 years, close to 18 years, around 1 month, minus 1 month, 1 month less. So now, where they have been maintaining all my transactions, which are happening starting from day 1 to till date, in a data warehousing system, right? So now I'm trying to configure a data warehousing system. This is my a data warehousing system. Okay, these are my OLTP systems, OLTP, and this is my data warehousing system, DWH. Yes, guys. Yeah, right. Now, what are the best options for data warehousing systems? Teradata, NetEdge, Vertica, right? And what is the capacity, storage capacity of these two? Up to 200 terabytes. What happens if you store beyond that? Your application will get crashed. Your application will get crashed. Your users will raise issues like anything. You can't manage it. Your data center will blast like anything, right? So now the best option is, right? For example, if you take Facebook, best example. In 2013, right? You know what is the size of the data? 110 terabytes of data per day and day. Per day. I'm not talking about months or data, years or quarter wise or else month wise or else week wise. It's a day wise. That was in the year of 2013. Just imagine now. LinkedIn. You know the size of the LinkedIn? 3 trillion transactions per every 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That means if you want to go for 1 minute into 3 into 6 is nothing but 18 trillion transactions happens for every 1 minute. Now tell me guys, if I want to maintain Facebook data or else say LinkedIn data in any of these things, Teradata, NetEdge, Vertica, it may support up to 1 or 2 days data, not more than that. See, if you go for Facebook, it supports only 2 days data. Maybe if you go for Amazon, you can maintain 3-4 days, maximum 1 week data. Right, guys? But what is the best option? You can't go beyond days, right? You can't store this much of data into these traditional data warehousing systems where it has a capacity called up to 200 terabytes, right? That is the reason Facebook uses Hadoop. Emma, any questions before we get into the next level? Any questions, Amma? Any questions?
No.
Right. Hadoop. What is this Hadoop?
Big data
It came
factory.
into the picture. That was in the year of 2011. I started teaching MSBI. That was in the year of 2010, again July. Right? Okay. Hadoop. Here we have a systems called HDFS. Hadoop Distributed File Systems. Hadoop Distributed File Systems. Sorry. Where it stores unlimited data. Where it can contain unlimited data. See friends, we started from OLTP where it can capture, maintain only 10 TB data. The solution for this one is a data warehousing system where it can capture 200 terabytes of the data. But now the data is increasing like anything day to day, right? Now people started implementing Hadoop, where it can store unlimited volume of the data in a distributed format. Now, same functionality. Microsoft has adopted this facility and implemented a concept called Azure Data Lake. where it internally uses Hadoop distributed file systems, where it can store unlimited volume of the data. Guys, please clear. Are you clear? Are you clear now? Right, right. Now let's go back to your process now. Sir, so see here now, these are all my OLTP systems, 3 different systems, and I want to maintain them in the data warehousing system. You just correlate this one. You have space crunch over here, capacity limitation. To avoid that, you are dumping the data from OLTP to data warehousing system. That is where exactly. See here now. So here I'm doing some operations. Here I'm doing some operations. You pull it to here. Sorry. You are doing some operations. You are doing some operations. Finally, data loads into this one. This total process is nothing but an ETL process. ETL. ETL. What do you mean by ETL? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, ma? What do you mean by extraction? Reading, selecting, pulling, getting the data from multiple and different OLTP systems. And you do some operations on top of these 3. And final data stores into data warehousing system. What do you mean by data warehousing system? We will be revisiting that. Okay? Right. Right. Now see, based on by adapting Hadoop distributed file systems, Hadoop facilities, Hadoop capabilities, Microsoft has invented a unlimited storage area called data lake. Right? So that is about the total ETL part. Are you clear, Amma? Are you clear on the ETL part?
Yeah, I have a doubt. Means
Yeah.
if it's a huge data will be there, instead of storing data warehouse, we keep it a Hadoop or else Azure.
Exactly.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. Right. Right. Now, next one. Next one. Sir, next concept. Shall I proceed? If you don't have any questions, I'll proceed to the next point. Shall I?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, Sarji, observe here. We have, sir, you are done with ETL part. You are done with ETL part. Next one. Sir, data engineering or else Azure Data Factory products. Azure Data Factory products. Next, first one, Azure SQL. Azure Data Lake. Sorry, Lake. Azure Synapse. Synapse Analytics. Azure Data Factory. We have so many tools as part of engineering. Okay, let me list out them, right? Azure Databricks, right? Azure streaming, right? We have so many things and Azure virtual machines, right? We have so many things. So now let us focus on this area. What do you mean by Azure SQL and where it fits into, where it can fit into this total ETL process? Now see, sir, Azure SQL is nothing but this is the place where we write the queries to pull out the data, to get the data, to extract the data. Now tell me, let us correlate these concepts in our normal traditional ETL process. Where can we apply Azure SQL statements? In OLTP. This is also a OLTP system, guys. This is also a OLTP system, but on cloud. On cloud. On cloud. So this is useful only at this point. to pull the data, to pull the required data from the different sources. Good. Next one. Sir, I'm coming to third point. Third point. Right? Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay, let me elaborate. Sir, I'm just having 2 days data. Is this useful for our data analytics purpose? No, not at all. Not at all. For data science purpose, you need terabytes of data to train it, to train the data and model the data to find out the prediction or else forecasting. Right? So by analyzing the past data, you forecast the future. Right? So you need, if you want to, in order to forecast the future, you need huge volume of the data for valid data analytics purpose. Now tell me, you hear this concept. Now tell me, where do we have the huge volume of the data in OLTP or else data warehousing system?
Means in data warehouse system, we will have a huge data. We
Right.
can keep it.
So now, yes, exactly. I want to hear from you guys. See, Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but data warehousing system on cloud. On cloud. So friends, so far we discussed about on-premise total thing. Right? Now I'm talking about complete cloud part. What do you mean by cloud? I'll come back to that, please. What types of clouds we have? I prepared a good material for you as well, right? So I'll be sharing that, don't worry, right? Okay. Right. So this portion is data warehousing system. Here we can implement Azure Synapse Analytics. This is also one of the data warehousing system in cloud. Right. Next one. Data lake. Right. Sir, this is also a OLTP system. Even it has its own disadvantages. But this is on premise and this is on cloud. It has its own disadvantages. It can store only structured data, which is coming from OLTP system, So Azure Synapse can store only the structured data. But friends, when you go for restaurant, they will be asking, hello sir, please provide your valuable feedback. Okay, I will be giving a feedback. Biryani taste is very good. Now Swati Swati has given her feedback saying that biryani taste is good. Okay, biryani taste is good, but smell is bad, or else visualization is bad, look and feel. So now see, you think it's a structured data, unstructured data? Completely unstructured data. We don't have a specific structure for the reviews, videos, recording sessions, audio files. These are all, right, comes into the picture, means in data lakes. So data lake supports structured data. I'll write it out here. Structured data is nothing but the databases, right? Or it's nothing but RDBMS. And semi-structured data, XML and JSON format, and unstructured data is nothing but your audio files, video files, and recordings, or else any tapes. These are all unstructured data. Reviews, guys. So Azure Data Lake is a place where you can store unlimited structured maintain structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. But if you consider normal traditional database, it stores only structured data. It doesn't store unstructured data because we apply integrity constraints and other things as well. Primary key, foreign key, not null, unique, check, default, and other constraints. But here, a data lake is a place where we maintain any kind of data and any volume of the data. Any kind and any volume of the data. It can maintain unlimited. This is the best option. Unlimited, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Friends, are you clear, Amma?
Yes, but I have a doubt. In
Uh-huh.
Synapse is also it's unlimited storage data will be there.
No, it has its limitation. Yes, it is a data warehousing on cloud. It has limitation again.
Okay, actually in cloud is nothing but we can store our unlimited data.
That's what, ma. That's where exactly data lakes comes into the picture.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's what. Depending on the size of the volume of the data that you handle on daily basis. I have a startup, Swati, right? I don't want to go for a data lake. I can go for data Synapse analytics and cloud.
Okay.
So this is also a data warehousing system, but it can store unlimited data.
Okay.
See, this is also a data warehousing, right?
Yes.
Data lake, Azure data lake, where it stores unlimited, semi-structured, okay, structured, semi-structured, and structured.
Unstructured.
Yeah, unstructured. Right. Okay, so this is your data warehousing system.
Okay.
Initially, it was a normal on-premise data warehousing system where we have facts and dimension tables. But the same functionality can be achieved by using two different Azure products. One is Azure Synapse Analytics and the second one is Azure Data Lake. But which one should I select? How do I communicate to the client? Hey, saying that I want to go for a Synapse, I want to go for data lakes. If he asks, what is the difference between these two? You should be in a position to answer the client question. Now, as Swati asked, Synapse is having its own limitation, data limitation, and it stores only the structured data.
Okay.
But here, unlimited and all kinds of data can be stored in. So now, what kind of data you want to maintain? You want to deal? It's a semi-structured or structured or unstructured. And what is the size of the data that comes in? What kind of transactions that you have? All these things, parameters must be considered before you go for Azure estimations. Because I participate in estimations as well.
Okay.
Emma,
Yeah.
did I answer your question, Swati?
No.
No?
It's clear.
Oh, okay, fine. Right.
Fine.
Yeah. Guys, do you have any other questions, Emma? Do you have any other questions? Right. So now next concept is Azure Data Factory. Right? Azure Data Factory is a cloud where we do this total activity. This total activity can be performed on a cloud. Is nothing but an Azure Data Factory. That's what I clearly mentioned here. Where did I mention? A cloud ETL. It's a basic definition, Andy. It's not a textbook definition. Textbook definition is a pipeline with orchestration. A data pipeline and orchestrating on a cloud. We have different formats basically. Simply for our understandability purpose, ADF is it's a cloud on like it's a ETL environment. ETL functionality can be implemented on a cloud. A cloud environment for ETL purpose. Different ways that you can present it. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So these three are our scope basically. So now you can ask me a question. What is the prerequisite for this one? Okay, sir, I want to go for this. I want to go for this. But what is the prerequisite? What should I have? SQL, basic SQL. Basic SQL is prerequisite. Sir, I am from other background. I don't have any SQL background. That's the reason. For both all MSBI, Power BI, and Azure BI students are having SQL Server sessions over the weekend. It's free of cost. I cover this is the prerequisite, but I will be covering SQL and T-SQL, transact SQL over the weekend. That is for 2 to 3 hours until we finish it on 4 weeks. That is the basic prerequisite. Nothing is required. Okay, and the duration. Friends, duration is 30 days only. Why I am considering 30 days? I want to finish it in 30 days. There is a reason, friends. Right? If you go for Azure subscription, which includes 200 free services, free Azure services, right? That includes everything, right? Okay. Free services valid for 30 days. If you want to use the same subscription beyond 30 days, you need to pay the amount. That's the reason I want to finish it within 30 days by considering extra hours. Otherwise, you have to pay the amount, right? I don't want to do that. See, money is money for everyone, right? So I don't want you to do that. That is my plan, basically. That is how I plan it. Okay, right. Sir, you can ask me one more question. Hey, Balaji, we have so many ETL tools available in the market. So many available tools, ETL tools are available in the market, like Informatica, DataStage, SSIS, right? And Talent, Alteryx, and Pentaho, right? And BODS, ODI. These are the different ETL tools available in the market. These are all on-premise based ETL tools. But Azure Data Factory is a cloud-based ETL tool. But sir, SSIS is from, again, you might have asked a question. Again, SSIS is from Microsoft. Why Microsoft has implemented Azure Data Factory again? It's a valid question, right? It's a valid question. See, we have SSIS ETL tool from Microsoft. On top of it, why Microsoft has implemented Azure Data Factory? Can someone answer it? Because we heard all the things. Why Microsoft has implemented this? Why Microsoft has implemented like Azure Data Factory?
That is on.
That is on
On-premises.
No, Azure Data Factory is not on-premise here. It's a cloud.
Cloud and
Is an on-premises.
is on.
Right. So
That is on
Azure
premises. And this is
yeah.
cloud.
Yeah, Azure Data Factory. See, what are the advantages of using Azure? Means less maintenance, or else no upfront infrastructure. What do you mean by that? Okay. I got a new project and I want to set up a company in India. Company includes, right, many things. So if you want to set up a infrastructure, an environment in India, you need to have a data center where you can maintain the servers in a big room. So in order to maintain the data centers, first you need to purchase the servers, which with huge capacity. So you need to set up the total infrastructure upfront before you start the project. Yes or no? But here you can purchase the products, Azure products, based on the need. You need not to set up the total infrastructure before you start the project. You can start with the basic infrastructure. You need not to go for 500 GB terabyte, 500 GB server. No, your data size is very less, 10 TB. You go for 100 GB server. That would be sustained for a couple of months. After that, you can extend its capacity in Azure Data Factory. But you don't have that capacity, you don't have that feasibility in normal cases, in normal on-premise. You need to purchase a big servers with huge capacity, huge CPU cost. It's going to hit our cost in the infrastructure setup in an on-premise. But in Azure, you need not to do that. Initially, you can start with the basic things. As the data grows, you can increase the capacity of the servers. So no upfront infrastructure is required. Okay, next one. Pay as you use. Pay as you use. What do you mean by that? You just pay the amount for the products that you have used. You don't require to use the amount. You don't require to pay the amount for unwanted things. For example, today I use 2 services. Pay the amount for only 2 services. That is good, right? And use capacity, data storage, right? And performance, excellent performance. Application accessibility, for example, okay. For example, now see, I'm traveling, sir. I'm traveling from Hyderabad to somewhere else. Now, I want to see what is my data, how my data is analyzing, how many new customers has been added to my database in my application today. For example, I have an application number. How many new customers has launched in today's session? So I can log into the cloud because cloud is a web application, right? And then do whatever you want. Application accessibility. But if you have the application or else a database on-premise, you need some accessibility. So because it uses internet. Web application required an internet. Sir, I will explain all these things and I'm giving an overall introduction part. So these are all the major advantages of Azure cloud platform. That's the reason most of the companies are showing interest in migrating their data from on-premise to cloud, because to reduce the cost in these 2 cases and huge capacity. If you have huge capacity, I will see the good performance and more accessibility. Because of these features, cloud is on top of all these things, and especially Azure, because it's cheap in cost and with excellent features. Yeah, Right. We'll continue in tomorrow's session, and I'm stopping it. I'm happy to hear anything from you.